Stop chasing. Look, what's up? It's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and look, I'm on a mission to make you some money. Listen, I have an incredible video for you guys. I want to give you guys an opportunity to slow down and look at the bear market for what it is. So in this video, I'm going to dive into what exactly a bear market is and why it's your friend. Okay, now before I get into that, like, comment, subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. It would help me get to the goal of 1,000 so that I could start to really push the YouTube channel in the way that I'd like to. Also, because I got to get the business out the way, we are going up on the community price, the collective. We are going up on the price. It has been unanimous, right? Across the board, people in the group have been like, listen, we've been robbing y'all this whole time. We have been robbing y'all because y'all give way too much value for what you charge. Now, how often is it that people that are in a group are like, hey, we're not paying you guys enough. We want to pay you more. But in return, here's what we're going to do. Because they've believed in us, right? When me and Zay started the channel just in February, we decided that anybody that's in before we go up on the price will be grandfathered into that price, right? As long as you're paying, you do not ever pay more than that price. I'm not going to say the price because I want y'all to lock it in. Go see for yourself. We're not going to publish this, right? We're not going to say this. But if you want to get into the group at the steal or the robbery that everybody else is getting in at right now, and you want to get grandfathered into that price before we continue to take this massive climb up, I'd recommend that you hit the link in the description and sign up to the collective, right? It's a beautiful group. It's not just about making money. It's about developing holistically. It's about understanding the importance of community and being able to lean on other people in areas where you're weak. All right. Now that that's out the way, I'm gonna get into the video. Now, what is a bear market? Right? Because we keep hearing this bear market talk. We like, you know, it's a bear market, a recession on the way, inevitable. Yes, absolutely. It is one of those ebbs that have to happen in the ebb and flow cycle of any market that is just inevitable, right? People create fortunes in bear markets. And I know a lot of people don't understand that, but the reason they don't understand that is because they've typically lost money in a bear market because people sell and then people get fearful and then they sell again. And the speed of fear is oftentimes faster than the speed of greed. Write that down, okay? The speed of fear is oftentimes faster than the speed of greed. So imagine if you want something, you're not going to run as fast to that thing as you're going to run getting away from something. So if you're being chased by, for the example, let's just say a bear, you're not going to jog. You're going to run the fastest 40 you've ever run in your life. If you never played football, you're going to run the fastest 40 you've ever running. You might have NFL speed for some reason because this bear is on your back. Your life is in danger, right? But for, you know, for our goals and the things that we want, sometimes, like, you know, we're not running as fast. Oftentimes we're not clear on the direction, but you're not running as fast. So the speed of fear is much faster than the speed of greed. Okay. Now, a bear market got its name from the striking style of a bear, right? That's what the common, you know, agreement is, but there's more to it, right? See, bears are also like these very fearsome creatures, right? They put fear into people. So a bear market is also a fearful market. You see how that works? So the bears strike down and they're bringing everything down, but a bear itself symbolizes like, stay away from that. I don't know if you've ever seen a video on, you know, on YouTube about people seeing bears, but they're always talking from like the inside of a house. You know what I mean? Like they peeking out the window. You know what I mean? It's from a distance because they know like the danger that a bear can inflict on anything that comes around it, right? Especially if they feel like their life is threatened. Now, that's the fear side. So there's some other characteristics of a bear market that I want to share with you guys. And then I want to show you how you can make money any time during a bear market, right? Now, bears are also very playful, and they're also very intelligent and wise, and they make decisions about their future, right? So when a bear is hibernating, a bear is, they've done things in different times so that they can make it through that period, but they're also preserving their energy so that they can go back out there and do it again, right? So when we think about a bear market, it's like it's a time to hibernate, right? It's a time to kind of like, wait, not just make a quick play, but wait until there is an opportunity. The reason that bears are waiting is because like up north, it's like super cold, right? They can lose, like their fat stores and stuff like that if they're spending too much time like being the aggressor. They have to go into this rest mode and power up. So during a bear market, it's like you don't want to fight against the trend. With options, you can make money on the way down, right? I know equities obviously are going to be sinking, but you can make money on the way down if you're on the right side of the trade, right? So if the trend is down, you just want the trend to be your friend, and you want to make sure that you are taking making sure that you are taking trades that are with the trend. Okay, so you can make money that way. That can hedge against a portfolio that you already have that's sinking. Another way to make money is to understand that bear markets don't last longer than, I think on average it's 9 months. So there's some that last a little bit longer than a year, but there's some that have been shorter than 9 months. Bringing an average of 9 months for the bear markets that we've seen in our lifetime, right? So if that's the case, then that means that it's not going to be too long that it's going to take your money to recover. So what I suggest is letting stocks of your favorite companies regress to a minimum of 40% down, right? I'll give you an example, right? During the housing crash, right? We saw Apple regress, over 60%. And then less than a year later, it went up over 60%, making people like triple, quadruple, and beyond their money, right? And we're talking about just buying leaps, right? For those who haven't watched my video about leaps, go check it out. But leaps is essentially like their long-term anticipation security, long-term anticipation securities, right? And basically what it is it's a option that you can get out for like almost 3 years, right? Anywhere from like 1 year to 3 years, right? Maybe 2.5 years, depending on the security. So if a bear market is only lasting, 9 months on average, then if you get something out 2 years when it's down at its, at its lowest, or not even down at its lowest, because we're not even trying to always time it exactly, but if you can get it down when it's, 30, 40, 50% down, and you buy something 2 years out, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to make money, right? This is what wealthy people do, right? This is what I did with Coinbase. This is what I did with so many stocks where I made, 5-6 figures, from long-term anticipation, right? Leaps, long-term anticipation. So bear markets are a good thing, right? Another thing about a bear market is just think about a bear. Would you fight a bear? Seriously, I know a lot of y'all think y'all got hands. Y'all like, the whole 100, men versus a gorilla thing, right? A lot of y'all are very confident, but would you fight a bear? Literally, would you fight a bear in the physical? So don't fight the bear figuratively, right? A bear market is going to take you out. Don't try to do counter trades. Don't try to go against it. You want to make sure that you surrender to it, right? It'll make you a lot of money on the way down if you surrender to it, and it will make you a ton of money on the way up if you are patient and, putting money into it. So then again, going back to that hibernation example that I gave, right? Bears go into their dens and they're bringing things with them in preparation, right? Their food, if they got fat stores, they've had a lot of kills. They've eaten a ton to prepare for the time to pop out again. And it's the same thing, right? During the bear market, you want to be patient, right? Ride the trend for options, but you want to be patient to catch those long-term trades, right? You got to wait till it comes down, like I said, 30, 40% in your favorite stocks. Now, here's another little known thing about bear markets that a lot of people, I don't really see anybody talking about it, and I don't understand why. Now, when people hear bear market, they think like it is just doomsday, everything is down, the whole market is just in shambles, but there are over 2,000 companies on the stock market. You mean to tell me all 2,000 companies are down? That sounds like the world's over. No, that's not the case. What a bear market really is it's a crashing of specific indexes. It's a crashing of specific stocks, usually tech stocks, right? But it can be a different sector. But when we're talking about a bear market, we're talking about the biggest companies in the world, which are tech stocks, right? Tech companies. So when we think about bear market, we're like, oh, everything's crashing down. It's like, no, it's just like those usual suspects, the main guys that you would think about when you think about big business. But there's so many opportunities that exist in other sectors because of rotational periods, seasons, the same way that the seasons change throughout the year, right? It's not fall all year. It's not some places it's summer all year. But for the most part, things change and rotate. You get, you get different seasons. You get different, outcomes. You get different winners, different losers. So you want to just find where the bull market is during the bear market, right? You want to find what stocks are pushing up when it seems like everything's crashing down. And I want to show you a way to do that. And then I'm also going to give you an example of a company to do that with. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pull up, your stock scanner on, TradingView, right? If you trade and you have TradingView, pull up the stock scanner and start looking for companies that are down 30, 40, 50%. Right? Start finding companies that are down 30, 40, 50% and start doing some research on them, right? This is where the fundamental analysis kicks in. Go and look and see like who's running the company. How's the company performing? Are they making profit? Are they progressing? Are they meeting, numbers at earnings, right? Sometimes the stock market gives us an incredible gift. A bear market is one type of gift, right? Sometimes we just get a down year of a really good company for no apparent reason. It could stem from like a lawsuit. It could stem from some bad news and rumors and people just, being frustrated, or there just being a ton of other opportunities in the market that are moving incredibly fast and people want to move their money over there. So it leads to a sell-off. But there are so many companies that are like undervalued, the same way that something can pump and make a company overvalued. There's a lot of companies that are undervalued for no apparent reason, and you as a skilled trader have to go and find those and investigate them and make decisions, because that's where the wealth is going to be built. We make money every day trading options, right? We make consistent income trading options, but the real wealth where you're not putting in so much energy and work and mind power is when you can buy something, set it and forget it. Right? I want you to always keep that in mind. True wealth is when you don't have to do anything. Right? So there are companies right now that while the stocks are up, the tech stocks that we know are up and near highs, that are depleted. There's some that are 40, 50, even 80 to 100% down right now, and they've been forgotten. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's thinking about them. This is where you get wealthy. Okay, hear me. This is where you get wealthy, right? It's not when it's popular. It's when it's unpopular. It's when people have forgotten about it. That you put the money that you, like a bear, have been putting off to the side in your den, preserving. You've been putting that capital off to the side from the profit you've been making from your options, from your job, from any other income source you have. You've been putting it away for that period, that bear market, right? So in a bear market, when those tech stocks come down, you got money to put into those. But right now, when everything is up, you are actually in a version of a bear market, just not with the popular stocks. So a company that I'm actually buying up a lot of, and again, this is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet who's made quite a bit of money trading options and equities. But also do your own research. Never just take my word for it. I'm currently buying up Enphase. Enphase is an energy company, has great leadership, and it also has great numbers. Like they're doing well, but they are significantly down. Right? I'll show it right here. This is the price, right? They were up in the hundreds at one point. I like this company, anything under 50, just buying consistently. And my early guess is that when we do go into that inevitable bear market where all the tech stocks are down, we're going to see energy rise. We're going to see energy take off. So all this accumulation of companies like Enphase and other, companies that may be depleted right now for no apparent reason is going to make you a ton of money. This is how you get wealthy, right? This is how you get wealthy over time. All right. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, go ahead and leave me a comment below. I appreciate you guys. Listen, invest smart and live free. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.